Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to a very impromptu live stream here on Gooner Gathering. Hope everyone is doing very, very well indeed. Had no plans at all to go live at this early stage, but as news breaks, and when you're in this game, you snooze, you lose. So let's see who is in the comments. There's someone already there. Welcome. Hey, Al, I don't know how you say your name, mate. Welcome. Oh, you don't need to keep spamming it, mate. That's all good. Welcome and hope you're all good. Thank you very much. Hello, 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 hello. Right. Here's why I'm here. I was going to go live later on in the day anyway, because I wanted to talk a bit about I wanted to talk a little bit about Aaron Ramsdale and how he performed in the game against Brentford on Saturday. But there is a very quick bit of news going on regarding Manchester City, which I wanted to talk about. Why you want to know my age? That's a very weird old question for you to ask there, mate, which I am not going to answer, I'm afraid. So, look, as I'm going to put the banner up. I have put it on the back end. Just broken from Sky Sports on their Twitter page. Here it is. Ederson facing 4 weeks out with a leg injury sustained on Sunday. So we're watching the game against Liverpool, weren't we, yesterday? And we saw him concede the penalty, and we saw Ederson go off quite early in the second half, if I recall. Ortega replaced him in goal, and it doesn't look like very good news for the Manchester City goalkeeper. And it looks like he's going to be out for the game against Arsenal. Obviously, that's a massive blow for City. Let's take that one away. So, I thought it was well worth just coming on here and discussing it. You know, Ortega, of course, at Manchester City is a very, very capable goalkeeper. But, of course, as we found out ourselves over the weekend, if you don't have your number one goalkeeper available, things can go a little bit wrong very, very quickly indeed. Now, Ortega, I think, has got a great future. And obviously it's time for him to step up, and when the title race is as tight as it is right now, well, a game as important as obviously their home game against the Gooners is going to be pretty crucial, I would imagine. So we'll see if there's any more news about that coming up. Oh, sorry about that. I've hit something on my phone. There we go. But yeah, that's where we are with it. Let me just put up a banner in the chat. Let me know who is in and who is watching us. Make sure you give us a like, and make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube channel. Make sure you are following us on Twitch. You may be watching us on X as well. What I am going to do during our live stream here is sort of talk about a few things. I want to talk about Ramsdale. I want to talk about tomorrow's game very briefly, and there's going to be a few other things as we go along. So, what sort of day have you guys had? I hope you've had a good one. My week started. This is my anniversary, by the way. Me and Mrs. M, as you all know her. We've been off of the day job today. That's why I can come on a little bit earlier than normal. It's been married 19 years today, so that's pretty lovely, and we're well pleased. It's nice having a little bit of time away from the job as well, so I can spend a bit more time with you all. Let's talk about Aaron Ramsdale, shall we? So we've covered briefly Ederson and the importance of our number one goalkeeper. Now, Ramsdale very much is a fan's favourite in a lot of people's eyes. But certainly if you watched myself and Posh doing the live on Saturday, there were moments in the game where we feel a little edgy, and you kind of really miss Raya. Now, me and Posh, certainly, this is one thing that we definitely agree on, is our established number one goalkeeper, certainly at this stage, is Raya. And when he's not in, it's very disruptive. Obviously, we've had a few games, haven't we? We had the Brentford game away, I think, in November, where another Ramsdale mistake very much nearly cost us. It didn't in that game. We had the mistake just before half time. And let's talk about it a little bit, shall we? As I called it in play, Arsenal regained possession just before half time, and we should have been able to keep hold of our 1-0 win, or 1-0 lead, I should say. Kivior had the ball, I believe Gabriel had it, and then all of a sudden it's passed back to Aaron. And whether he didn't see the Brentford attacker or what it was, maybe he thought he had more time than he did. I'm not quite sure. Whatever happened, the mistake obviously cost us the goal and cost us certainly a bit of early momentum, I would have thought. I'm just going to refresh my brain in terms of the goal scorer itself, because I want to make sure whatever I do say is accurate if I can. Let me just make sure I can find it here. Oh, my stats have gone. That's not ideal, is it? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I will say is that it was a terrible mistake to make. And the lad, having come into the side, obviously losing his place from Raya after making high-profile mistakes, and after doing that interview, which we've referred to already, about saying that he's like, he can't concentrate 90 minutes and stuff. He's going to get people jump on him. Look at Bertie, right? Bertie is one of the nicest guys you can ever work with, certainly my point of view here. And you've probably all seen the short that I put together where he did really lose the plot just before half time. He was frustrated. It's like, and he sometimes us here on the channel, when we do our social media, when we do our YouTube or whatever, we can make a comment and we can get criticized for it. And as soon as, like, if you look back, what Bertie was referring to, when Raya made mistakes against Luton Town, when of course he conceded 3 goals and whatever, people very much up in arms saying, "Oh, Ramsdale wouldn't have done this or that." And look, for certainly in our eyes. Hello, Spence. Thank you for joining us, mate. Would have loved to join. No, it's all right, mate. No, today is very impromptu. It is very unlike me. I haven't got a script in front of me. I've got literally about 8 lines of notes, and that's about it. But thank you for jumping in and certainly keeping an eye on the chat. It's very, very much appreciated. So, like I'm saying, so when you had a game like you had against Luton, people very much turned against Raya, and it's very open to criticism. Goalkeeping is a very lonely position, I think. Here's the thing: when you have a goalkeeper like Ramsdale, who we did pay a lot of money for from Sheffield United, and when he replaced a big money goalkeeper in Bert Leno, it's you're very open to criticism, aren't you? If you make one mistake, it's not like if you're a striker, and if you're shot, say you're Kai Havertz, right, and you've put your shot wide of the goal, you get a chance to go again, and then maybe you'll put your next one away, like Saturday, and then you're the hero, right? If you make a mistake between the sticks, you're the panto villain, aren't you? Everyone wants to jump on you. And Bertie was making the point, like, anyone who wants to make a criticism about, hello Russ, welcome. Anyone who wants to say, look, Ramsdale should come in and everything, don't come at me, because and look, maybe me and Posh have disagreements on on the manager situation. But when Arteta made the decision to go for Raya, that clearly is his man. That's clearly the one that he wants to have in the position. Clearly will make that signing complete in the summer, right? And most probably Ramsdale will head out. Important, there's a few things that could have gone on. It could have been a lack of communication with his back four. Bear in mind, he hadn't played with them for a while. He could have just not seen his attacker that was running at him when he made that mistake. What I will say is, let's talk briefly how he responded in the second half. Welcome, BX. Thank you very much for joining us. Spencer saying hello to Russ as well. Look at that. The chat's getting busy. I knew it would do. It's going to be a popular news topic, this one. So let's look how it. So it was 1-1 in the second half, of course, and then Ivan Toney, if anyone was going to take advantage of a mistake, right, it was going to be him, and maybe that real improvised left foot effort lob, when of course Ramsdale, when the play is going to be up the other end, it's going to be a little bit off his line. Of course it is, because then it's going to, if he just stays on his goal line. I'm no goalkeeper, but if you stay on your goal line, you're going to leave yourself open. And then if that rogue back pass or whatever comes your way, you can blimmin' jump at it and you can deal with it straight away. But so when Toney launched upon that part, that whatever it was, and then he hit that lob left-footed, for Ramsdale to not shirk his responsibilities, he managed to get a strong save on it. I thought, we all like talking about redemption stories on the channel. I thought he really earned his flowers there, and there were other saves he made during the game that really kept us in it. So big up to Aaron Ramsdale. He showed an awful lot of character. Does this affect how I've just talked for me, because that's only fair. Does it affect how I feel about what he's going to do in the summer? No, it don't. It don't. He's more than likely gonna head to pastures new, and I will wish him well. But how crucial would that save from the long range effort going to be? Well, look at teams dropping points. We refer back quickly to Manchester City versus Liverpool, and that they drew 1-1. I said I think that was a perfect result for us, because no one, the don't waste the tweet crew or don't waste the trick crew are in the building. Yes, they certainly are. Welcome all. It's great to see you all here. My train of thought's gone. Sorry. He didn't shirk his responsibilities. He managed to step up. He made some big saves at Ramsdale, and fair play to him. Right, we were talking Man City versus Liverpool. You can tell I'm unscripted. I'm flustered. Right, so both of them took points off each other. Perfect result for us, and obviously leaves us, as it stands, with the international break coming up for us. We won't play till Manchester City on the 31st, I believe. We currently lead the way on the goal difference, and all them goals that we scored away from home, and people saying to us on the social medias and everything, "Why are you celebrating all the goals? You're not won anything yet." But how important will it be? How important could that be? Let's see. The chat is buzzing. The DWTT Wolfpacker in the house for life. Yes, there's another wrestling reference for you all. And BX saying they can't believe they played out to a draw. Yeah. I mean that's how it ended. Were they playing for it? No, I don't think they were. I think both sides very much were going at it. Oh, here we go. Oh, you didn't know. Duh, 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 duh. You better call somebody. Yep. There we go. We'll have to do another wrestling stream, myself and Posh, very soon. I have to tell you, Bit of New Age Outlaws there. Right, so Spencer just above saying the woodwork had tons of attention on Sunday. Yes, it did. I'm glad you like my my road dog impression there, mate. Yeah, so they had a really competitive game. So I was in my local just down the road, and for all City's possession and everything like that, they only managed to score the one goal. They didn't get out of sight, and I felt that Liverpool had the quality amongst them to come back and get into the game, of course, especially when they had the wild card on the bench with Mo Salah. And indeed, Mo came on, he added that little bit of extra quality, and maybe Diaz was a little bit wasteful in some of his play. But all of a sudden, they managed to earn their penalty. But of course, we talked about Edison taking, I can't remember who it was down. I'm a little bit unprepared on that one. But McAllister put the penalty away. And I mean, let's be fair. There's another big old incident where there was a big boot up in the air right in injury time, weren't there? Where the players just literally got caught right in the chest. All that was missing was that and a big old leg drop for them to just completely finish him off. Cheers, BX. Thanks, mate. I'm not very used to doing these on my own like this, especially when it's very impromptu. But I felt it would be fun to do so. Before we jump in, obviously there's the live game tonight, which I'm not going to cover. I'll be watching it with my family in the other room. We watched Chelsea against Newcastle tonight. And just to let you all know, of course, we won't be doing the live tomorrow for the Porto game, basically because I don't have the television set up for that. But what we will do, some stage on Wednesday, we'll return and we'll be doing the review for that game. So be sure to keep a check on our social media. You know where to find us on @Gooner Gathering on X. Of course, Bertie will put something on the Instagram as well. And don't forget, if you guys actually, do you know what? I'm going to try something I've never, ever done before on this channel. If you're not familiar, I do have a TikTok channel, which has absolutely blown up over the last week or so. And at some stage, I'm going to have to brace the idea of doing TikTok live. So if you guys have never done it and you're not following us on TikTok, here's a QR code. So whether you're doing it now, if you're watching us on your laptop, get your phone out, you can scan the code. That should get you following us over on the TikTok channel. I don't exactly know how TikTok Live works, and if someone does, please let me know. But I do plan to do it at some stage during the week, and we'll have a bit of fun over there. Maybe you're doing a bit of a Q&A or doing my thoughts perhaps post-match or whatever we do with it. So there's the QR code. You can check it out later on if we've missed it. Right. Okay. There's something else in the comments. So here it goes. TikTok is for young folk. Well, that's exactly why I'm doing it, Russ. I'm a young fella. Please don't start asking me age like the person above them. Spencer says he's 37. He looks much younger and don't even know how TikTok works. I know what Tic Tacs are. Tic Tacs are delicious and minty fresh. So, yeah. What I tend to do with the TikTok, if you didn't know, especially off the live matches that me and Posh often carry, with them long broadcasts, I'll get a little bit of editing done. I'll put some of them clicks to a bit of music, and more often than not, have a wrestling theme with it as well, because I know we're all wrestling fans in here. So yeah, that's what I tend to do with it, and it gets more eyes on the product. That's basically what I'm trying to achieve. Not at all. You do not look old. Look, we're all very young men on our channel here. You know, we've got our lads. We've got Spencer. We've got myself, Posh. All the lads. We're all about 23 or just about. Here we go. We've gone to a social media talk here. Spencer, I felt the same way about Snapchat when it came out years ago. Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there. Snapchat. What a load of nonsense. Russ says you've had an extremely hard life. Haven't we all? We're Arsenal fans. Right. So we covered the Man City. Of course, yeah. Of course, there could have been the penalty right at the end. How it wasn't given, when you hit a big old Kevin Nash big boot like they did, I have no idea how VAR didn't give it or anything like that. But you know what? I'm very grateful they didn't, because it keeps us in that top position. It's quite nice at the top, isn't it? Let's hope we can keep up there. I'm going to refer a little bit to what I heard in about the obviously the guys in training today. Mikel's done his press conference. I haven't seen an awful lot of it. The only thing I do know, I think the headline news really is the people that are missing is obviously Martinelli. He hasn't taken the field today. He hasn't taken the field today during training. So I love the Kevin Nash reference there. That's the best big boot. The stars are aligning. Yeah. So, but Julian Timber and Tomiyasu were both next to each other in training. Whether that means they will be involved tomorrow or not, I'm not sure. Personally, I think we'll go in very strong tomorrow. I think we'll probably go as close to unchanged as we probably could do. So Raya back in goal, same back four. Probably I'd like to see the Jorginho, Rice and Odegaard thing in midfield. I'd probably have Trossard with Havertz and Saka, as obviously Martinelli won't be playing. I'd like to keep Jesus in reserve if we need him. What I will say is, isn't it great that at this stage of the season, where we're getting to that sort of business end, into, then big games are going to come thick and fast. Isn't it great that we've got players coming back as opposed to losing them now? I'll probably say that, and we'll probably lose about 3 tomorrow night now. So you can all blame me for that. It'll be my fault. But as it stands, yeah, we're getting a full squad. Russ saying quite rightly, Porto's going to be so hard, I think. Yeah, I agree with you. I think tomorrow's game will have a lot, the result will have a lot to do with how we start the match. A couple of weeks ago, when we played in Porto, I think we got affected. Our flow of play was affected by the fact that Rice got that very early yellow card, and I think it unsettled him. I don't know if it was to the effect of everybody, because I think there was a lot of people who had quite an off game that day. And you could argue we would have been quite lucky to come away from Porto with the goalless draw. Now, as it stands, they got that wonder goal right at the end, which is very unfortunate. But if we can make a quick start, like we have done in many of our games in the Premier League, especially away from home of late, if we get that early goal, as Spencer's saying here, level up the tie, changes the mindset of both sides very, very quickly. There's no away goal rule. There's no reason, Porto were celebrating the fact that they got their nil right at Porto, but with the attacking threat that we have and players coming back in the way they're doing, look at Saka doing very well all of a sudden. Havertz, 4 goals in 4 Premier League games. Look at him creating goals as well. You've got the other players, Odegaard, looking good over the last month or two. We have so much threat going around. If you've got Jorginho spraying the ball around like Pirlo, do you know what? I think we're going to have a heck of a chance. But as Spence says, yeah, absolutely. If we score early, that will certainly make things easier. The quicker you can get Porto chasing the game, the better. Then utilise the dark arts, and it'd be a long night. That's very much like what Brentford were trying to achieve on Saturday. When you talk about the dark arts, isn't it? Because if you look in the amount of time, and I said it on the live, they're playing their best card as Newcastle here in the amount of times that they were wasting the time and putting the ball out. If you look again how much time the ball was in play, it looked like it was going to be one of them games. It was going to be very, very frustrating. But if you believe enough, that goal will come. And how apt was it for Big Kai to come good? And that 3 points again could very well be vital at the end of the day. I was talking about players being in training and stuff like that today. Now, obviously, it looks like Martinelli is going to miss out tomorrow. That's a big miss, isn't it? Because Nelly has got that extra boost of pace on that left-hand side. He gives us that lovely balance. I will say this, though. Hopefully, the injury ain't too bad, because Anthony Herbert's here. Hello, mate. I'll get back into what I'm saying in a second. Herbert says, big up, we've got to win. I can't go out against... big up, we've got to win. I can't go out against Porto. Go to the next round. If we pull Real Madrid and go out, so be it. I said anything from quarterfinals onwards is a bonus. Yeah, particularly when you consider that we haven't been in the competition for so long. I think it'd be extremely disappointing if we don't progress. So I do 100% agree with what Anthony says there. Knockout football, anything can happen. You go back in day, would anyone back in the Henry era back us to go to Real Madrid and go and pull off a 1-0 win in Spain? Yeah. So anything can happen in these sorts of games. Right, I was talking about Martinelli. His injury looked like it was just a sort of a big laceration in the foot or something like that. So if he's had to have stitches, if he's still quite sore, if he can't put weight on it properly, at least he does have a couple of weeks before that crucial game at the Etihad Stadium to recover from, if he can't make it from that. Again, the fact that we have people like Jesus is back on the bench, I felt looked a little bit rusty again on Saturday, but he did have a part to play in that winning goal. So we'll say Nelly being out is worrying, says BX. Yeah, it is a bit, but hopefully we should have enough amongst the, if they go with the likes of Trossard, Havertz, Saka, and if that doesn't work, there is a backup plan, of course. And if Jesus doesn't work, of course, you do have your world-class number 9, the much-forgotten Eddie Nketiah will be ready to go as well. See, I stone-faced, I was absolutely serious. So we'll see how that happens. I'm all playing with this, right? Right, oh, goodness me, have I been talking for half hour already? That's mad. Before I disappear... Spencer goes, who? Do you remember the one is where your defence is in trouble? Yes, him. As you know, I like to cover the Arsenal women's side as well. Little bit of news, just a very quick little bit of a headline. Emily Fox had been missing away on international duty. She represents the United States side. She won the Gold Cup over there, the international tournament, and provided an assist for Lindsay Horan for the header as the USA beat Brazil 1-0. So she'll come back to us having another honour to her name. The ladies' side play Chelsea on Friday, if I'm correct, with a 7 o'clock kickoff. If I can, I'm going to try and bring that one live on Chat Along this week. So, guys, is there anything else you want to add to the chat before we head out today? Thank you all. I've got to say, it's been nice. I know we come very impromptu on tonight. So nice to see so many of you watching us on the chat. I'll give the quick shout out on the old social medias before we go. This is where you can all find me, and I know you probably all know this. But before we head out today, please make sure you give the stream a like. I know it's tedious, all our streamers say this, but enough, help us out, gives us a little bit of notice, and people might jump in and watch us later on. So give us a like. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you are potentially following us on Twitch. Twitch is here, twitch.tv/Gooner Gathering. At some stage during this week, I'd expect to see Posh Bertie play a bit of Football Manager 2024. Of course, he's better than Mikel Arteta. He's Mikel Poshteta, as we all know. So make sure be staying tuned on our channel for that. You can, of course, find me at Gooner Lee Meets. And as I said, we spoke about the TikTok earlier on. And don't forget, we're on the old Instagram as well. Let me just see if I can pop the comment screen back up, because it's disappeared. All my days. I always worry when I do these ones on my own, because sometimes things just don't work. There we go. Thank you very much. BX, kind enough to say, great show. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all for being here on an impromptu stream this evening. I think I am going to get out of here now, guys. So enjoy the rest of your evenings. Probably won't see you at tomorrow, certainly on the YouTube. We'll definitely be around on Wednesday night, either 7 or 8 o'clock start. We'll put that in the on the Twitter page tomorrow. But until tomorrow, everybody, until then, look after yourselves. Cheers, Russ, for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. And I am out of here. Take care, all. Love you. Bye.